Hey, yo, it's Papoose representing on undergroundhiphop.com, Van Styles, Leedz, Edutainment.
All right, undergroundhiphop.com, Leedz, Edutainment, Van Styles in the building with the one and only Papoose. Good to see you again. It's been since 2010.
That's a long time, bro. Likewise, good to see you, man. Still working. That's what's up.
Absolutely. Last time we were together was Great Scott, which has completely changed venues. They're a different place right now, definitely. But also last time we talked in 2010, you were talking about Nasarima Dream and how it was going to come out, long awaited. Finally, it has. And at undergroundhiphop.com, of course, we are extremely excited about that.
No doubt.
And it's been getting great reviews, all the comments on that shit.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate that.
And you also have the Blackballed mixtape.
Yeah, coming soon.
Yeah, and talk about what that's about, because of course people have had the Nasarima Dream, and we'll get into that in a second. But the Blackballed mixtape, what we've heard off it are diss songs thus far. I mean, is it gonna be more of that?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can look forward to those records. You know what I'm saying? That's on the mixtape, and you just look forward to everything I've been doing lately, with the addition of a couple unheard tracks. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, in particular, is the whole mixtape gonna be diss tracks? I mean, we have of course, the Kendrick Lamar Control verse and the Big Sean First Chain verse. Is it gonna be more of that, or is it gonna be like a whole different thing?
Nah, it's not gonna be totally, you know what I mean, disrespecting dudes who deserve disrespect. That's what this is short for. You know, the entire mixtape is not going to be totally, you know, included with that. It's going to be other things on the mixtape as well, you know what I'm saying? But the definition of the mixtape, it just describes what's been going on with Papoose for a long time in the music business, you know what I'm saying? I am the most feared MC, and a lot of the people at the top of the game always been in fear for me to be successful. So they did certain things and certain bullshit tactics, you know, just to keep it. But they could never stop me. If you notice, I always found a way. You know what I'm saying? So this mixtape is about that situation, just to give answers to the fans, certain questions they have about my career and just me as a person.
You do always find a way to make yourself relevant. I mean, whether it's in 2000 or 2013. And right now, it's interesting because the last time we were talking about LeBron James and him going with Miami, and you were like, I was like, do you or do you not like what he did right there? And you're like, well, I mean, I like him as a player, but the whole idea of basketball and every sport is to be about competition. And competition perked its head up, and you took advantage of that. Now talk about that, because it wasn't just the Kendrick Lamar King of New York, because that was kind of a metaphor. That was him saying he's the top. I don't think it's him actually dissing New York, unless, do you actually?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it was disrespectful to New York. You know what I'm saying? He's not from New York. So how can you?
But I mean, it was kind of like a metaphor, because everyone always says King of New York. Do you think he was really saying I'm the King of New York, or like?
I mean, everyone like who? You know what I mean? The only people who say it is people that's from New York. You know what I mean? Who says it that's not from New York? I can't see how that's a metaphor when you're not from there. If he just said he was the king of Los Angeles, that would make perfect sense. Great metaphor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But a place you're not from is no metaphor in that. It's taking a shot. He was taking a shot. His hands down, you know what I'm saying? It's undeniable. Even on the rest of the record when he was calling dudes out, it was what it was. He put it out there, and it came back to him, you know what I mean, on a hip-hop level. You know
but you're happy about that on some level. From our earlier conversation, I feel like you think hip-hop is about competition. Me, personally, I agree. I think it's awesome. I think
it's an element that exists. I can't say it's totally about that. There's so many different elements that, you know, forms the word hip-hop, so I can't just say it's totally about competition.
Absolutely.
But you definitely better be competitive in hip-hop. You definitely better be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? When cats like me is out here running around. Because I don't play with it. I take this very serious. You know what I mean? This is something I studied. I'm a student of hip-hop, so I studied this. I know what it's about.
Yeah.
A lot of cats, people nowadays, they coming into it for different reasons, so they don't really know what this here thing is about. You know what I mean? And they get afraid, and they think certain materialistic things make you a great artist.
Yeah.
None of that shit don't make you a great artist. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody off the street tomorrow can be considered the best in my eyes who don't have a dime. Y'all, people will be comparison of what artists are great, and they say, oh, he has a lot of money, he's better than you.
Yeah.
Silly shit like that. You know
well, last time we were talking, you were talking about Manson was your artist at that time, who you felt like was killing it.
Definitely, still doing this thing. You know what I mean? He working, he focused. He definitely a part of the Thuggication family.
Now, of the new crop of rappers who are on all the blogs and whatnot, who do you respect? We know who you don't respect, but who are you really feeling right now?
I mean, I don't respect people who don't respect themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who do you respect?
I just wanted to get that out the way. I mean, I'm into my home team, man. You know, going back to what you were saying about LeBron. You know what I mean? When he basically went over there with other great players and formed basically an all-star team to be successful. I think that goes on in hip-hop a lot. You know what I'm saying? Artists are dependent on other artists to shine. Whoever's hot, that's who they want to work with.
Absolutely.
I don't really respect that neither. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, stand on
now
your
you
own.
got put on by K Slay.
Yeah,
well, you got
definitely.
put on by yourself.
But let me finish. Stand on your own too. K Slay created a platform, and you know, given that platform, like a lot of other artists was given, and they wasn't able to do what I did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I showcase my talent. And I'm not saying artists shouldn't work together, but I'm saying when your career is based on just on that, you know what I'm saying? You don't get nothing from these artists directly. You just get feature the same fucking feature on every record, the same dudes, you know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
that's neither here nor there. But as far as who do I respect, you know, I listen to a lot of like the legends, you know what I mean? That's who I respect. I'm not easy to impress.
But of the new school of rappers, is there anyone that comes to mind that you would actually throw in your iPod?
Just off top, no, I don't impress too easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I heard a couple songs that I like from J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? I heard a couple songs that I like from him. I like content, substance.
Now, what do you think about J. Cole?
Let me finish. I like substance and content. I'm not really easy to impress.
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes who y'all be crowning real early and gassing them up, they not impressed. They don't impress me. You know what I'm saying? Like lyrically, no. I study like Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Rakim.
No, I know you rocked with G-Rap and you love Big Daddy Kane.
So you know, those are the things that impress me as a lot, and nobody impresses me like that. I like Eminem stuff.
What do you think has happened? Because there's been a big change in the last 4 years. Literally 4 years ago, there was a change in what was selling out shows in hip-hop. And it became a younger generation. And it was a young generation when Mobb Deep dropped the Infamous and fucking Havoc and Prodigy were 18 years old then. Mm-hmm. What do you think changed then till now? And what is the difference you see?
A lot of uneducated people are involved in it. Yeah. That's the only thing that changed. So they don't know left from right, hot from cold. They don't really know.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think there's this uneducated mass of rappers now?
Because a lot of the people who became in power, they never educated the people. They taught them the wrong shit. They taught the new generation that to pay attention to stupid shit like SoundScan, jewelry, materialistic things. They put in front of talent, ability, substance, and things that hip-hop was really about. So they fooled. So when you have a debate with these people about creativity and talent, they bring up materialistic things. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I do. Absolutely.
That's what they do, and they don't understand how silly they sound. Oh, he sold out a show last week. He's better than him. No. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't impress me.
And there's two rappers of the younger generation that older hip-hop heads in their 30s are saying are good. One is Kendrick Lamar, and the other is Joey Badass. Now, of those two right there, how do you feel about their music? Would you agree that we should be bigging them up like we are?
I hear good things about Joey Badass. A lot of people like him, you know what I mean? But me personally, I never really got a chance to hear enough of his music to even say my opinion on his music. But I do see people, you know, writing good things about him. So he must be doing something right, you know what I mean? And Kendrick did his thing. Nobody could take that away from him, what he did, you know what I'm saying? He became successful. And, you know, I'm a congratulatory about that. So both of those artists, I guess they both doing their thing.
And you brought Kendrick and the whole Top Dog Entertainment crew through New York before, and you introduced them on stage and all that.
Yeah, I brought Kendrick through Brooklyn. I took him through all the different parts of New York. TDE.
And how did you know them before that whole thing went down?
I met them through Slay. You know what I'm saying? When I performed on my show out in Long Island, I introduced them on stage to the audience and let them, you know, showcase their talent. So I was one of the first ones to introduce them to this city.
Have you talked to Kendrick since this whole shit went down?
No. Since that situation, I never spoke to him. But I did speak to his team, though. I'm
Did
saying?
you try to reach out to him, or you just got stuck with the?
Kendrick is it's something like what Floyd Mayweather said about Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
You know, I think he was saying like Al Heyman, you know, is Manny Pacquiao. He's just a fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Kendrick, he's just a rapper.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, you speak to the people who really control what goes on. So that's what I dealt with anytime I dealt with them. I dealt with, you know, the person who controls everything.
Now, do you think even like the whole control verse, I mean, Dr. Dre is the puppet master, maybe on some level of what's happening with Kendrick Lamar. And between Eminem, 50 Cent, the whole Aftermath crew, there's always been this, of course, thing with the media, how we do things. Now, would you say that like the control verse, I mean, it's not really a diss. Would you say it's just something that you think was manufactured and he should have done it in a different way? Or
listen, when he went in the booth and he said what he said, every man is held accountable for what they said. Let's not make no excuses for him.
Okay.
He chose to say he was the king of the Mecca of hip hop. You know what I mean? With home of the spitters, this shit is built on lyrical content. So he chose to say that. So he got to deal with the repercussions. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was manufactured. I think it was just an individual who came into the music business, had a little bit of success, and everybody kind of overrated the guy and made his head a little big to the point where, because we got to admit, if the guy said he's the king of New York, he challenged the home of hip hop. So you got to say the motherfucker head was a little bit too big there. So I think that all of the little, you know, I think people overrated him a little bit and they made his head big. And he started feeling this. They started admiring his work.
without a doubt, I mean, he's young. I mean, he's in his 20s. You're in your 30s.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big time difference right there. But also, there's the one other thing I want to talk about, which I watched that interview with you and Peter Rosenberg. I mean, he's out of his mind. I like how you call him a weirdo. Or he hung out with weirdos.
You like
and he goes
that?
to the show. I mean, it was hilarious. That was the best part of that fucking interview. But,
Do you think he's a weirdo?
I mean, he sounds like a weirdo.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I don't know. Shout out to Rosenberg, man.
I mean, he's way more, you know, he does his thing. And he apparently holds down New York hip hop way better than you. So he says. So he says.
That was the funniest part of the interview. That was funnier than the weirdo.
But and this got brought up in the last interview you said. But in your disses, whether it would be the control verse or the first chain verse, there's a lot of the feminization of hip hop and how people like Drake, Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, and Big Sean are behind that. Now, when you say that, are you saying it's like just the four of them, or are there other people you think are perpetuating that?
It's a whole bunch of them. It's a whole bunch of them dudes.
Who specifically?
It's a whole bunch. We'd be here forever. I got a show tonight.
Yeah.
But it's a long list of these dudes who, you know, contribute to that.
Now, do you think that is just them reaching for that like rock star aesthetic? Because in rock, people have been dressing in drag forever.
Check it out, though. You said it. I didn't even have to say it.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with nobody being who they are.
Yeah.
I have a problem with people pretending to be something just for popularity and just for gain.
You do in those verses you bring it as if it's a black thing. Would you say it's a feminization of the male or the black male specifically?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Right, because I felt like it was like kind of race centric in what you were saying.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. It's definitely a feminization of the black man, but it's a feminization of men at the same time.
Okay.
Human beings.
But would you say? But when you specifically said that in the verses, you're like calling it as something that's separate from everything else that's going on in society.
What I said exactly what I meant, and I stand behind that 100%. Them dudes contribute to the feminization of the black man. Period. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. I stand for the feminization of the white man. I will wear a kilt because I'm Irish. A long skirt. A long skirt.
Which is worn during Irish ceremonies. Am I correct?
Indeed.
So why are these dudes wearing it at a hip hop concert?
They're Irish. That's what it is.
Kanye West is Irish. I didn't know that.
That's what undergroundhiphop.com, Leedz Edutainment, Papoose.
No doubt.
Always and forever one of the best lyricists.
Thank you.
I've always when I hear you, and I'm sure you've heard this before, but like Big L is if I was gonna compare you to one artist, it's always Big L.
Hey, that's a hell of a compliment, man. Rest in
I'll
peace.
take
Big
it.
L.
All right, thank you very much. As I said, undergroundhiphop.com, Leedz Edutainment, Papoose in the building. Kill Army on stage right now. It's a legendary show. Boston, Cambridge.
Control, Versace, Dreams and Nightmares. You know what I mean? Go listen to those records, man. Check me out, man. I'm working.
Dreams and Nightmares, but not to be confused with Dreams and Nightmares on Maybach Music.
No, I remixed it. Shout out to Meek Mill. You know what I mean? I remixed it.
The king of the remix right here too. I saw you say that. If you could have one artist beat right now who hasn't put it out yet to just murder him on.
I'm trying to get a hold of that Rick Ross track, man, but he ain't leave no room for me to loop it on the end, or there's no instrumental released. Don't Play No Games featuring Future.
I would love to hear what you would say in a diss about Rick Ross.
Nah, I'm not gonna diss him. Shout out to Ross, man. I knew Ross. I met Ross before he, got into this position that he at right now.
Okay.
So I'm real happy for him, what he's doing out there, and with the success of his career. Shout out to Ross. I ain't trying to diss him.
And he's been dissed enough. So the diss from you to 50 Cent then.
You said what?
I mean, since you're down with Ross, towards 50.
Nah, shout out to 50 too, man. I mean, I'm happy for his success too. I'm not dissing neither one of them brothers.
I'm gonna do my own diss right here.
Yeah,
all right, thank you very much. Peace.
Hey, yo, check it out. You basing your eyes on Papoose. Right now, we representing on the Urban Initiative. Stay tuned.